Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Food, Wine, and Whiskey. I am Rob, your host, and on the show tonight, it's been a while, my wife Sandra. How you doing, babe?
I'm doing good.
You're doing good? You excited? I know you're not excited, but I've twisted her arm. I told her, let's have a fun conversation. Reluctantly, and with
yes.
with the persuasion of some champagne, here she is.
Hello. I'm here. I'm excited.
Are you excited? Are you seriously excited?
Yes.
You
I
are?
am. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this episode, Sandra and I are going to do one of our salad bowl episodes. So we're going to pull from the salad bowl that we have at our house. And this, again, is a little series that we like to do where we have friends and people who come over and we have some paper out and they just write a food, wine, whiskey related type of topic or question or whatever. And we throw it in this bowl. We pull them out randomly on these episodes and just kind of talk about it. So that's what we're doing today. So it looks like you're already pulling out of the bowl. You're ready to fire first.
I'm ready.
All right, fire away. What's the first topic?
The first topic. Okay. When you need comfort food, what do you cook?
Ooh. You want me to answer this first?
Yes, because I don't cook.
Yeah, this is true. What do you like to eat when you have comfort food? Comfort food for me, like if I'm going to do a dinner, I think my answer there would be, time of year, me and Carter talked about this a few times, always matters. You know, what time of year are you in? And we're in the wintertime right now. So if I'm going to think comfort food right now for me, it's going to be like fried chicken or chicken fried backstrap, you know, with some nice cream gravy, some mashed taters, and some good bacon, garlic, green beans.
Okay. Comfort food for me. Gosh. So I'm...
A salad with what?
Well, yes, I normally go for salad. But I think this time when I thought comfort food, I'm thinking more of a soup. Some kind of soup is a really good comfort food, especially during the winter times. And one that we don't ever cook on a regular would be my caldo de res, which is more like a meat soup, Mexican meat soup.
I thought you were
And that's very comforting to me. It's something I don't cook or we don't cook often, but it's something that I truly enjoy, and it's very nostalgic to me.
That's what it more is for you.
Yes.
Than comforting as far
as... Well, it's a comfort food.
It is, but it's also takes you back.
Yes, and I think that's where the comfort comes in. It
doesn't have I'm thinking comfort like warms you up, fills you up, and
well,
you're ready
it
for
does
some
that
good.
too.
It does that too. I thought you might say when you started with soup, the bisques or something like that.
Oh,
in the bread
you see,
bowls.
I'm more of a, like I've told you before,
Broth.
I'm more of a brothy soup person, and I like maybe a chicken tortilla soup. But that's where my caldo de res comes in because it's more hearty beef broth-based soup.
Okay, you ready for the next question?
Yes.
What's the most adventurous dish you've eaten?
Oh, I can tell you that right now. Well, I wouldn't say maybe it's an appetizer or a dish. I don't know if you would call that.
I know where you're going, I think.
Grasshoppers.
No, crickets.
Oh, was that okay? Crickets.
Yeah.
Yes. Was it chocolate covered?
Chocolate
covered crickets. That was very chocolate covered crickets. I think we had those at a Mexican restaurant here, Hugo's.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be my most adventurous meal. And the other thing would be, aside from crickets, would be, and maybe it's not so adventurous for a lot of people, but it was for me, is octopus. And I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan?
No.
And you think that's adventurous?
For me.
What would you say makes a meal adventurous? Because it's just something that's
something
not
out of the
typically
box.
eaten?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. By you or just in general?
Well, if we're talking about me, it'd be something out of the box for me.
Okay. I would agree.
But for other people, I don't think a lot of people eat crickets on a regular.
Hugo's begs to differ.
Yes.
Okay, for me, you know my answer, right?
No.
My most adventurous dish I've eaten.
I don't know.
Sandra. Where was I stationed?
Oh. Yeah, I do.
I
don't like it.
Yeah.
Dog. Yeah. And I don't think I could do that.
Yeah. But, part of what you go through when you're over there back 25 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's a delicacy, I guess, in that country.
I don't know if it's a delicacy,
or
but
it's a
just
meal
eat.
in the country.
So I'm not even sure anymore if they do, but back then they did.
I hope not.
Okay. So next topic. You ready to pull one?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Here. Okay. Which food is the hardest to eat in moderation?
Potato chips.
That was my answer, too.
That's your answer?
Yes, potato chips. You can't eat those in moderation at all.
You can't put a bag, you just can't grab a bag and go sit on the couch because that's dangerous.
Okay, so aside from chips, because we both agree on that, what would you pick?
Aside from chips, let me see. And is it a food or
it said a food is the hardest to eat in moderation.
In moderation.
A food.
A food.
Not a meal, it's a food.
I'm trying to think of what you get or can have a lot of in front of you where you can kind of overdo it, like a bag of chips.
I already have one.
You do? Okay, then you go while I'm thinking.
French fries.
Well, again.
Does that fall in chips?
Well, I don't think it falls in chips, but it depends on the size of your order. Because
you can always overeat on fries. Do you want to know a place that a certain
Five
restaurant?
Guys.
Okay, yeah, you can overdo. Okay, I'll go with another one. I'll do a Carter.
Okay, do a Carter. How many you got?
I got another one.
Okay.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is a good one. That's a pretty good one because you can go back. Okay, then that makes me think kind of in that casserole kind of dish. I've been known to go back more than once for a big slice of lasagna that you can kind of overeat.
That's so heavy.
I know. And that's why it's indulging. It's overdoing it.
But okay.
Not a good answer?
It's your answer, so it's a good answer. That's it. No,
grapes?
that's it.
I ate 2 bananas instead of 1? It's supposed to be something that's an indulgence.
Okay. It's your indulgence.
Lasagna.
Yeah, lasagna.
I can overdo it with lasagna. Then after I'm done,
well, why couldn't it be bread?
Well, for you, it would be
bread. Okay, you're next.
Okay.
Pick one. Let's see what you got. I have to say, this champagne is amazing that we're drinking right now.
Okay, here's the next question. And this is Charles Heidsieck Brut Reserve that we're drinking.
I love it.
Very good.
Love it.
Okay, what is the most overrated and underrated seafood?
Overrated and underrated seafood. I'd say overrated lobster.
Okay.
Underrated. I don't know. Underrated, maybe crawfish.
Okay. Depends on where you're at for crawfish.
Well, that is true. I mean, because there's a lot of things you can do with crawfish, I think. I don't know. You're more of the cook. I just eat the food.
I'm taking underrated as, you really like it and you don't see the masses who really enjoy that seafood. It's not, highlighted on menus or not thought of to cook a lot when you say seafood, but it's something you go, but I love it, man. I just don't think enough people enjoy it. It's really good. So do you have something that falls in that category?
It's something you don't see a lot on menus that people, I can't think of anything. I mean, I like seafood. I guess I tend to go more to the basics. I'm not very adventurous. Maybe, I wouldn't say a seafood, but maybe a type of seafood like sushi.
You think it's underrated?
Yeah, I don't think a lot. Well, no, a lot of people.
A lot of people like sushi, yeah. Underrated is hard. You think it's covered pretty well.
Yeah, it is.
Overrated, I'm going to agree with you. I think it's, for me anyway, it's lobster.
Yeah, I think it's...
I think cost to what you get, there's other things I'd rather have.
Absolutely.
Scallops, sea scallops being one of them. I'd rather have that. Some nice prawns, something like that. But lobster, it's just because of the cost.
I think that's what it is.
Which makes it overrated.
And you can have a lot of other stuff instead of lobster.
Yeah, it's not that it's not good. It's good. It's just not blow you away good where you don't mind.
When you think of lobster, you think it's going to be fancy and fabulous, and it can be, but I think it's just way too expensive for what you get.
I don't think this is a seafood. Let me see. Underrated seafood for me, I guess I would say I think they're inexpensive, but you can do a lot with them, and they're not used as much as I would think they would be mussels.
Oh.
I like a mussels dish. You do see it in a lot of restaurants, a white wine and mussels. But I think there's so many other things that you can do with those. And to me, the value there, the reason I say they're underrated is they're so inexpensive. And you can get, from Prince Edward Island, you can get some really good ones fresh and things like that.
I didn't think about that. I'm sure there's a lot more seafood out there that I'm not aware of that is probably very underrated.
Yeah. So mussels, underrated. And I agree with you, lobster, overrated.
Yeah. I could do without lobster. Okay, let me pick out another one. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, what are your favorite food regions in the U.S.?
So what? Let's define what a region is. Is it an area like the South, the Southwest, the West Coast, or is California its own region?
I'd say, okay, let's break it up this way. East Coast, which is like the Northeast.
Okay.
South, maybe Georgia all the way to Alabama or some Mississippi, Louisiana.
I would say Louisiana.
And then Southwest, all of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona.
Okay, I would agree with that.
And West Coast would be all the way from California to Oregon, Seattle, Washington.
I think California kind of stands on its own.
I agree.
Okay.
And then
so how many?
I don't know
what's in
the north. What's in the north?
Seattle.
The north.
Seattle has great food up in the Northwest.
I wouldn't even know what's their typical.
But California has that diversity of kind of foods that you can get.
Okay, so
how many are we giving? 3?
Yeah, we can give 3. I don't know if I have 3, but I'll give 3.
You're gonna go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
I don't even have to do a Carter. I've got 3.
Just 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we gonna go 3, 2, and then to your number 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do that. 3 would be South, meaning maybe some Louisiana food, Cajun food.
But I think the South can be a lot. So it can be
like
your
fried chicken, collard greens, and all that.
There you go. You got soul food and fried chicken, and so I think that's a great region to get into.
South. Yeah.
That's number
Southern
3.
Region.
Okay.
Southern
number 3.
region. Okay, and that includes like all your collard greens and fried chicken and your Cajun.
And your peach cobblers and things like that.
Okay. Yeah. And then this is a really hard one for me because I grew up in El Paso, and so I like a lot of the Southwest
That's number
Mexican
2?
Foods. Well, no, this is a tie for 1 and 2. I guess maybe
1A, 1B?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am pulling a Carter. I'm making my own rules.
There you go. Sounds like it.
So I would probably say I love all the Mexican Southwest foods. And along with that, I'd have to go California with all or Baja, Southern California maybe, if you will, the fish and the Southern Mexican style Baja cooking.
If you can take all of California, why wouldn't you take all of California?
Yeah, okay. I'll take all of California, all of
from San Francisco,
California, all the way down to Texas.
Sure, why not?
So that's my A1, 1A and 1B.
Okay.
And I can't even say which one is A and B because I like them both.
Man,
type of food.
I'm trying to decide if I would be different than you, but I don't think I would be. I think my number 3 would be California, that region. I think just the food in California is very good, from Northern California down to Southern California. Mm-hmm. You can't count Baja. That's not California. That's Mexico.
Okay. Well, I like all that.
San Diego.
That's San Diego. That's what I call the Baja.
I think it's great food, and there's such diversity in whatever kind of food you want. And I think cultures within that region are also represented. If you want Asian food or, there's some good Italian spots or pizza places, things like that. So I think California is just a great food state. They really do a lot of things very well.
Yes.
And then my number 2 would be the South.
Oh.
I like the South as well. I think the Cajun type of food that you can get, especially in New Orleans. I know there's some other parts of the South, when you get into Mississippi, but fish fries and things like that, and Southern kind of cooking. And you mentioned it with the collard greens.
I love collard greens.
I think that food is just amazing. So I like that very well. And then I also love, Hispanic food. So the Southwest type of foods and flavors.
So is that your number 3?
That's my number 1.
Number 1?
Yeah, Southwest. Okay. So California, 3, South 2, and then Southwest being Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. Would that?
So I think that's kind of funny that we didn't pick anything on the East Coast.
When I say East Coast food, what do you think?
Crabs.
We're not talking about. Oh, okay. We're talking about Maryland.
Maryland crab.
I mean, you got a little
blue crab.
TMI there, right? Those people aren't that bad.
No, I'm thinking blue crabs and
you're
thinking
Maryland. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
That's I guess my mind went right up to seafood as well, but up into the Northeast. More into the Boston area. When you start thinking about lobsters, which we already said was overrated in our opinion.
Well, it doesn't have to be lobsters.
Clam bakes and things like that. I would say the East Coast, if you're going to get New York into there, man, again, we talked about California having all these different cultures and ethnicities that are represented in the food.
East Coast does a lot too. Indian food.
Has a ton of it. So, but I'm just thinking about
Italian.
You could pick those regions for that reason because of the diversity within those states. But I was trying to think of more food that represents those states. And I think California has a type of food that represents California. The South does as well. And so does the Southwest.
See, when I think of East Coast, I think Italian or
I could
seafood.
See that. Yeah, I could see that.
Then I think, what would Midwest be? More meat and potatoes?
Meat and potatoes with some corn.
Corn?
That's where I grew up. Meat, potatoes, and corn. We can do potatoes a lot of different ways. And corn, for that matter. Cream corn, sweet baby corn, corn on the cob, corn casserole.
Cornbread.
Cornbread.
Okay, you're next.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Let's see what's next. What's up?
If you hear any pitter patter in here, it's our dog thinks he needs to be a part of the show. Bear thinks he's the show mascot. Well, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
Yes, we can move on. That's a very short. I'll read another one because you're not going to convince me. I think make a pizza any way you like, but
and I like a little sweet on my
too.
Pizza. There's a place for that. You don't have to have just
traditional.
Traditional cheese, mozzarella, or tomato. You don't need just that. You need a little sweet.
Everybody likes a little sweet. And, I always say, eat it the way you want, but I don't think there's anything you can say shouldn't be on a pizza. To me, a pizza gives you that freedom to be as creative as you want.
Right.
So anything you want to put on it, that's up to you. There might be some things you want to put on there that I wouldn't, but doesn't mean it's wrong.
Right.
Okay, here you go. You ready?
Okay. Shoot.
Do you like the middle or the edge of your brownies?
Oh, I like the edge.
Do you really?
I do. I don't like the middle. I like the crunchy edge part, the crust. I like all the crusty parts.
I'm a ooey gooey center.
I know. I like a hard cookie, and I like the edge of a cake. I like the edge of a pie. I like the edge of a brownie.
So you don't want square cut pizza with no crust.
I like the crust.
You want crust? Okay.
Yes. I don't like square cut in the middle. No.
You need some edge.
Yes.
On every bite.
Yes.
On every piece, I mean.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I always ask you for the crusts.
Yeah. I'm okay doing that because I like to eat the toppings and I can give you the crust.
Yeah, I like the crust.
Okay. You ready to go to the next one?
Okay.
That was pretty quick. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of discussion
I don't think there's
there.
a lot. No, there isn't. Let's see here. What do we have? What's your favorite holiday cookie recipe?
Thumbprint.
I knew you were going to say that. But I thought you would also say there's another one I thought you would say. You have an honorable mention?
Snickerdoodle.
I knew it. That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what are yours?
My favorite holiday cookie. You know what? I don't ever make them, but I absolutely love them when people bake them and give them out. Are your sugar cookies, like some kind of design on those. I love
or in the shape of a Christmas tree
sugar cookie.
Okay.
I don't make them because I don't have a very good recipe for them, and I'm not very good at decorating, but I love a sugar cookie.
I don't ask you for one because I'm not a huge fan of sugar cookies, but I know that they have their place and some people love them.
I love a sugar cookie, but I do still love the thumbprint cookies because it's just been a tradition in our family.
Because that's a holiday cookie. I mean, to me, like a peanut butter cookie or a chocolate chip cookie. I guess there's some people who may make that during the holidays, a special recipe that's chocolate chip. I just don't think chocolate chip for holiday.
No, I also like a gingerbread. Or
That's a good one.
Not a gingerbread. Yeah, gingerbread cookie. But yeah, I do enjoy a good sugar cookie.
That'd be your favorite, your number one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. When did you have your first food epiphany?
What does that mean? Like when
okay, I need to get into food. There's some things here that
I don't think I ever had one.
Never had one.
No, let me see. My first food epiphany, I can't say that I've had a food epiphany. I've had a wine epiphany, but not a food epiphany where it's like I want to learn how to make this. This is like awesome, and I want to do this. What I did enjoy was a couple of dinner clubs that we did have, and we would cook certain from different regions. I did enjoy that.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun, and that really exposed me to a lot of different foods. I've always wanted to try different things, and I'm not opposed to trying different foods and from different places. I will try everything at least once. But a food epiphany, I don't think I've ever had that. Have you?
Oh, of course. I mean, I think about where I came from and where I'm
at. Yeah. Well, what was your food epiphany that made you go,
well,
I want to do that?
I don't remember exactly what the dish was, but it was more of a person who got me to try foods and do different things.
You're welcome.
Not you. Clearly wasn't you. You've made it clear you don't cook.
Okay.
You do survival cooking.
I always say I did survival.
PB&J, bowl cereal.
Although I did want to do all the fun cooking, but you took over all that.
I did. I wanted it to be good.
That's not nice.
That wasn't nice? I'm sorry. You don't complain. You always have a glass of wine in your hand, and you just watch me and go, "Can I help you with anything?" And you hope I say no.
Wine makes every food taste better.
My food epiphany to what food could be, and it wasn't a particular dish, but it was the Food Network. Because, I was, that guy who was very picky eater.
I know.
But I like to cook out back. So, smoking for barbecue or cooking on the grill or whatever it was. And then came Guy's Big Bite on the Food Network. And I saw this, what I thought then, this cool dude cooking some food, and he did, a lot of inside cooking things. And I don't remember exactly what the recipes are. I don't remember what to call them. I can remember a couple of winter stews that I made, and I went,
do you know, I remember one of the first things you made from him.
Onion cake?
Yes, and there was another one.
Okay.
The pork olay.
I don't remember that.
Yep, okay. I do.
So he was the one who made me go, man, food can be, not only was it the epiphany of how good food could be, but also, as a dude, you don't have to cook everything outside. It doesn't have to be on the grill, so to speak, or the smoker. I can cook inside some more kind of technical dishes and some different flavors, and that was my epiphany for food. And ever since then, I've just loved experimenting, cooking, finding new flavors, finding new foods from different regions and cultures, and it's just been a lot of fun. It's a journey. A lot of fun.
I know. I have enjoyed the rewards of this journey.
Yes, you have. Okay.
So it's my turn?
Your turn.
Okay.
Fire away.
Let's see what else we got here. Okay. I don't know if I could answer this, but which new gourmet ingredient does not impress you? Oh, I can answer this.
Yeah, it's not new, but it's a gourmet ingredient.
It's a gourmet ingredient, and I think we have discussed this quite a few times, you and I, and it would be saffron.
Doesn't impress you.
It does not impress me. It's too very overpowering for me. A lot of people love saffron and love it. It's okay for me. I could do without saffron.
For me, I don't know why it says new. I don't know.
It doesn't have to be new.
Yeah, it could be any
gourmet ingredient.
I don't know what new ingredients there are, but what I call a gourmet ingredient would be truffle oil. I'm not a huge fan because I don't think people use it properly. So that would be mine for being...
gourmet ingredient does not impress you. You're not impressed with... Or you're just not impressed with how people use it.
I'm just not impressed with it or how people use it.
Okay.
I think it's fine, but I think a lot of people go, ooh, truffle oil.
Well, they got all those truffle fries and all that. And saffron, I'm not.
And have you had truffle fries? Does it blow you away?
No.
Are you super impressed with them? No. That's my point.
Yeah.
People charge you an extra $4, but it's not that great.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
What are your favorite kitchen aromas? So you can have more than one.
Oh, I do. I do know.
Okay.
Kitchen aromas. I love the smell of onion. Cooking, sauteing onions with garlic.
Gotta have the garlic.
Love that smell.
Okay.
I also love the smell of jalapenos. Roasting jalapenos.
Okay.
I love that. I think that takes, yes. And can I do more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Carter.
Maybe it's not necessarily in the kitchen, but you can do it in the kitchen. I don't like it in the kitchen. I like it outside.
That's what she said.
Go ahead.
Please. I like the smell of the roasting of the chilies. Like the hatch chilies. Oh, I love that smell. That's one of the comfort smells. Maybe takes me back.
Okay.
Home. So, those are the smells I like.
Mine are similar to yours. I would agree with the ones that you mentioned, but just to try to add a couple more.
Which ones did I mention that you like?
The onion and garlic. The roasted jalapenos are that type of. I love that when we make salsas and stuff. It just smells great in here. But I'm also in the kitchen. I like, in the mornings, coffee. Having that the aroma of coffee. I absolutely love it.
What was the question again?
Kitchen aromas. What are your favorite kitchen aromas?
I'm not a coffee drinker, but I do like the smell of coffee.
Okay. And then I would say when you're searing a steak with the garlic and the butter and the thyme and the rosemary that might be in there, and you're just kind of, you don't like it because it gets kind of smoky, but I like that aroma. It's one that I'm going, oof, I'm ready.
Yeah. No, I get it. That's really not one of my aromas, but for me, it's the onions and the garlic. I love that smell.
That's my number one.
And then the roasting of the hatch peppers or any peppers outside. Oh, just love it.
I'm a huge garlic fan, so the onions and the garlic, because you get the onions kind of going and softened, and then you get to a point where you're going to mince up some fresh garlic, throw it in for 2 minutes or so. Mm-hmm. But that just kick of a aroma that just comes off it, that fragrant kind of.
Love it.
Absolutely love it. That would be my number one.
Gets your mouth watering.
Yeah, that would be my number one.
Oh, I agree. That would be
number two.
Number one. Coffee, because I'm just not a big coffee drinker. So let's see, what else do we have here? What are your favorite meals for under $10?
I don't know what that means. Is it a meal I got to cook it at home and the total cost is $10 per person? Or is it going out somewhere and you're buying something and it's under $10?
I'm going to say going out somewhere and buying it for $10. Under $10.
Okay. It's when we go to El Paso and it's Chico's Tacos.
Oh, yeah, I love Chico's Tacos.
Give me a double. I can get a double order with my fries, and I'm still with a Coke, and I'm still less than $10.
Yes, you are. You could probably get 2 meals with a Coke and fries and under
Chico's
$10.
Tacos.
I love Chico's. Yes, that's a good one.
Did I steal that from you?
No, I was thinking Chick-fil-A.
Okay,
although
that's
it's a good,
boring. But
well, I know, but it's a good meal. That's one of my favorite meals for under $10.
Yeah, I guess you can get a salad
there. Would you say
there.
Chico's Tacos is one of your favorite meals for under $10?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, if I'm going, what's my favorite meal? I mean, obviously we don't live there now, but when we go home, do we get chocolate?
Yes, okay. Tacos? If we go home, we can find a lot of good Mexican food for under $10.
But Chico's Tacos always tops on a list.
Yes, it does.
And it's under $10.
Yes, it does.
That's my favorite.
Okay.
That or brown bag deli.
That or gorditas from Delicious Restaurant.
Okay.
Okay, we're just talking El Paso food.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to pick a different one because that one I think is kind of, you reach back into the bowl.
Get a different one?
Yeah, I didn't like that question. If I don't like it, I'm not reading it, Sandra.
Okay.
Oh. If you could use only one cookbook for the next year, which would you choose?
Betty Crocker cookbook.
The old one we have?
The old one that I have. I love that one.
Mine would be...
It's got everything in it.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay, because I thought you were.
Go ahead.
Mine is The Food Lab by Kenji.
Okay, yeah, that's too sophisticated for me.
But it's like 3 inches thick. If I got to go a whole year with cooking out of one cookbook, his is going to, go the furthest for me. And it's some great recipes, some great techniques, some fun things to try. So Kenji, The Food Lab would be my answer.
Well, that's good. That's a big book. I'm more simple.
It's a year.
I'm more simple. This Betty Crocker has tons of recipes, from appetizers to breads to desserts. It's got everything in it.
Oh.
You haven't really fully looked through it.
Okay.
You need to
take your word for it.
Are you in love with sriracha?
No. Sriracha's fine. It's
I
fine.
love sriracha. I like sriracha. I don't know if I'm in love with sriracha.
In love to me means no matter what you're eating, you want some sriracha on it.
Yeah, no, I'm not in love.
Me neither. I think sriracha's a fine hot sauce. It's fine. It's good.
Yeah, it gives that nice little kick.
There's foods I want sriracha, and then there's other foods I want a different hot sauce. So it's not like sriracha is the ultimate for me. But there's certain things where sriracha hits. I mean, that's the one to go with. So I'm fine with sriracha. I'm not in love with it, but it's good hot sauce.
It's good enough.
It's good enough. You ready for another one?
Sure.
What's the most unusual ice cream flavor you've tried?
Ooh. Give me a minute. Let me think. Unusual. I know I've tasted some unusual.
Mine's Hamburger Helper.
What?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Just wanted to see your response.
Unusual ice cream flavor. Well,
we don't eat a lot of ice cream.
I don't eat a lot of ice cream, and I can't think of what would be an unusual flavor. Pistachio, maybe?
That's not even that unusual.
But it's not unusual.
I think that's a tough
for me.
one. We don't
is
usually go.
No.
We don't go outside the norm when we eat ice cream. We kind of have our.
So,
favorites.
what's your favorite ice cream flavor then?
My favorite ice cream flavor.
Give me your top 3 favorites.
Okay, cookies and cream.
Okay.
I know it's simple and everybody has it. I'm also just a straight chocolate guy. I like chocolate. And then give me Neo. I'm a Neo guy.
Neapolitan.
Yeah. Give me some strawberry.
You
chocolate
like it all mixed together?
Hell yeah.
Like get all 3
Otherwise,
of them?
why do it?
Okay.
You got to roll the ice cream scoop so it just rolls all 3 up into a ball, and you put about 9 of those in one bowl, and you're good.
Okay. Well, my 3, I like
orange sherbet.
Well, that's my number 1.
Okay. Is it really ice cream though?
Yes, it's ice cream.
Okay.
Because it's at 31 flavors. It's ice cream.
Okay.
The next one would be butter pecan.
Okay.
I love a butter pecan. And then I'm with you with the cookies and cream. I like a cookies and cream.
I think cookies and cream
cookies and cream would be a number 3. Butter pecan would be a number 2.
Orange
and
sherbet
then orange sherbet is my number 1. I'm a very citrus person. I like a lot of citrus flavors.
Yeah, I would put the Neo at number 3, and then I would put chocolate at number 2, and then cookies and cream is my number 1.
Yeah.
I just like the texture of the cookies and cream too, getting the little pieces of cookie with the soft ice cream. Just nice to get the cold, and then that little bite and the chewy of the cookie in there. So cookies and cream works for me. Okay. I know it's probably a very easy answer. Most people say that one, but...
Well, no, easy answer would be vanilla.
Well, but we're not super adventurous when it comes to ice cream. I'm not a Rocky Road guy or a fudge whatever. I just I'm simple when it comes to ice cream.
Okay, here's a good one. Are you ready?
Yep.
Which retro cocktail would you most likely to order? Would you be most likely to order?
I don't know what qualifies as a retro.
Okay, you want me to give you one?
Yeah.
7 and 7.
Is that a cocktail? That's just a mixed drink.
It's a cocktail.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you another one.
Okay.
Long Island iced tea.
Okay, that I can go with. For me, I'm probably going to be boring as the bourbon guy and go a Manhattan.
But that's not retro.
Well, neither is a Long Island iced tea.
Yeah, that's been around a long time.
So's a Manhattan in an old fashioned.
Okay.
Or a martini. You want me to say
Well,
martini?
a martini, yeah.
I'm just not a martini fan, so I can't say it.
I like a martini. But I would say retro cocktail.
I'm going to go Manhattan.
Long Island iced tea. Haven't had one in a long time.
Do
you know how to make one?
Nope. If you could have a private tour of any winery, which would you choose?
I have no... Okay.
She says, I have no flippant, and then she's ready to go.
I have no idea, but I'm going to say Del Dotto because you can drink a lot of wine there.
Don't say one you've already done. Pick one that you would like to go to.
I have no idea. Maybe something in Tuscany because I have no idea. Oh, yes, Sassicaia.
Okay.
Or whatever else. Yes.
Okay, one of those.
Anything in Tuscany. How's that?
Yeah, I don't know what I would say for a winery.
Any champagne?
I don't know any. Probably Louis Roeder. Then you could do Cristal and all
Perignon.
that. No, because I think you get more. I don't know. Dom Perignon makes I think there's a house that owns Dom. They broke off. I don't know the whole history of it, but Louis Roeder I know makes Cristal, which is one of the most popular champagnes. But they also have a whole portfolio of champagnes that you could try while you were there, and I'm sure it's just a beautiful property and wine house and all kinds of stuff. So I'll say that.
Okay.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like we're missing one in this category, but it's the question somebody put in here, so we're going to ask it the way it is. Man, this is actually 4 questions in one.
Oh, Lord.
It's like a book. Waffles or pancakes?
Okay.
Which one is the best?
Uh-huh.
Do you stack them or put them side by side?
Uh-huh.
Do you put syrup on each piece if they're stacked, or do you put it on the side and dip?
Okay.
So waffles or pancakes first?
Waffles.
Seriously?
Yes.
I'm pancakes all the way.
I like waffles. I'll eat a pancake if it's offered. I like a pancake, don't get me wrong, but I like the
okay, so rate them.
Texture of a waffle. I like a waffle.
I'm going to throw the other one that's missing out of
French
here.
toast?
So
French toast.
Well, and again, I asked the question.
Yes.
Rank all 3. French toast, waffles, pancakes. 3 to 1. Number 1 being your favorite.
Pancakes?
Or 3.
Waffles?
Or 2.
French toast.
It's number 1.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how about you?
So for me, it would be French toast number 3, waffles number 2, and pancakes.
We are so opposite.
Some of us are right, and some of us carry
and
those who
you
are
wrong. So wrong.
No.
Okay, go on. What's the next question?
We answered which one is best. Do you stack or not stack? You like to eat it one piece at a time. You don't stack.
Are we going? Yeah, I don't stack.
Stacking means you're going to take one bite of 3 pieces because they're stacked. 3 pancakes or 3 pieces of French toast.
Okay, if I had French toast, I wouldn't stack. Waffles, no stack. Pancakes, probably stack.
Okay.
Are we using French toast in this?
I think you can.
Okay.
You can throw it in.
Okay.
So I'm a stack guy, and I'm like the bottom one. Syrup, the next one on top. Syrup, the next one on top.
Oh, I didn't even get to that part yet.
I know. I'm going to let you get there.
That's what she said.
And what? That was an accident.
Don't do that.
So I like syrup on each piece. I know some people will stack and just put syrup on the top one. Way too dry. I mean, respect the syrup. Give it its due.
Yes,
put it
I
on
agree.
All 3
put it
pieces,
on all
or however
layers.
many stacks you have.
Yes.
So you're
not a dipper.
You are.
I can be.
Yeah. You go both ways.
Yeah, it depends on my mood. And if I'm watching what I'm eating.
Why are you laughing?
If I'm watching calories that I'm eating. It would depend.
You're more
if
aware, so you don't drizzle it in syrup. You try to just take a little bit.
If I don't care, then
You're
pour
pouring
it all over.
Okay.
But if I'm caring how much I'm eating, then I will.
Do you agree with me that if you're going to eat sugar-free syrup, just don't?
No,
order
don't
pancake.
eat. Don't. No, you got to have the regular. Okay, yes. You don't order sugar-free syrup. You have to have the regular syrup.
Or don't get it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like, ordering a Diet Coke. You don't do it. If you're going to get a Coke. Those of you who drink Diet Coke, I'm not going to say anymore. You know who you are. Okay,
exactly.
You're up. What's the next question?
Well, what was is that all the parts to that question?
Yeah, the last one was, do you put the syrup on each piece and pour it over the top, or do you put it on the side and dip? So we already answered all that.
Yes. Okay. Which pastry would be your top choice with your morning coffee?
Mine would be a walnut muffin.
A walnut muffin.
Mm-hmm, with my coffee.
Okay. Well, I'm not a coffee drinker, but if I were to be a coffee drinker, which pastry of choice? Ooh, I would probably say some kind of sweet bread.
Okay, fair enough.
Like when I say sweet bread, I mean like your Mexican sweet bread.
Like a pan dulce.
Mm-hmm. Pan dulce, some kind of pan dulce that you can dip, because I'm a dipper.
You are a dipper. You ruin Oreos.
I don't.
You
I make them better.
Mm-hmm. You get chunks in your milk.
Then you have more flavor.
Do you like to dip your fries in ketchup, ranch, gravy, or a milkshake? What would rank those? 4-1. You got ketchup, ranch, gravy, and milkshake. 4-1.
The last one I would do would be gravy.
So that's number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then, what was it? Ranch, ketchup.
Milkshake.
Then milkshake.
Okay. Number 2.
Then
ranch or ketchup?
It would depend on the ranch. So maybe ranch and then ketchup.
Okay. So ketchup's your number 1.
Yes.
Boy, you're adventurous.
Well, ranch, for me, it depends on the ranch.
I'm going to go number 4 for me is ranch, number 3 ketchup, number 2 milkshake, number 1 gravy. Milkshake, especially in the summertime. Milkshake, summertime, gravy, wintertime. I mean, they're kind of 1A, 1B. They're both great. Way better than ketchup and ranch. I mean, boring.
They're not boring. They're
ketchup and ranch on a French fry?
Again, it could be a spicy ranch, spicy ketchup.
Doesn't say that.
But it could be.
But
it doesn't say, but it could be.
Okay. You're up. Pull the next one.
Okay. Let's see. Where would you go to eat if you had $1,000 to spend?
$1,000 to spend. I mean, I'm probably going to go somewhere with a really good wine list. Right? I mean, I can get a burger with a badass wine. I'm happy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, what are you going to get? Or probably be able to go somewhere with a good wine list and get 3 bottles of wine to go with, dinner. $1,000, that's a pretty healthy budget.
That is a very healthy budget.
Because you can get, like a $100 bottle, a $200 bottle, and another $300 bottle. You're $600 in. You still got $400 for food.
It might depend on where you live, too.
Could. But, I mean, I would say for me, I'd probably go to a Boozy. Because their wine and champagne list and their food is really good. And I would probably go at brunch.
Yes.
And then just enjoy a few hours there, drinking and eating.
What about Mastro's?
Never been.
I've never been either. That's maybe where I would spend $1,000.
Okay. So that's your answer.
But this is all here in
Houston.
Our area. Yeah.
That's where I'd go to a Boozy. And we've been there. I like it. They have
I would like to hear where other people would go.
That's great. There you go. Maybe that's somewhere we need to put on the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know if I like this one. We kind of did it. Do you dip your fries in ketchup or do you drizzle ketchup over the fries?
I like to dip.
Me too. That's pretty straightforward and easy. I don't know of very many people who pour ketchup anymore. You used to see that, and they would eat them with a fork. But I don't think you see that much anymore. I think almost everybody is dipping.
Yeah, I think the only time I would have anything on my fries would be like chili cheese fries or something.
Then you're using a fork too.
Yeah.
But ketchup.
Yeah.
You're dipping ketchup.
I don't know if anybody. You're right. I don't think I've seen anybody really just.
Back in the day, if you went to like a nicer restaurant, and you still got a burger and fries, I think you might have drizzled it and ate it with a fork. Maybe if you got steak and fries or something like that, you might have eaten them with a fork.
Right.
But even today, I think everybody just dips. It's acceptable.
Yep.
Okay.
I do. Okay. Do you prefer restaurants where you can order small plates or have a full-size entree?
Small plates. The more you can explore the menu and taste the flavors that they're putting out, that's what I would prefer.
I agree.
Tapas and things like that, family style, when you go with friends where you can order multiple things and everybody just kind of shares, way prefer that over just having my meal.
Most definitely. I like, well, you know me, I like small plates. I like to share my food.
But a variety of flavors, a variety of things to try.
You can try different things. I agree. What's next?
I don't know why one of these is in here, but dark milk or white chocolate, which is better?
Dark milk or white chocolate?
I don't know why white chocolate's in there. It's not chocolate. I'm going to go dark.
I like a dark chocolate much better over...
I used to be a milk chocolate kind of guy when I was, had an immature palate. Now that I've grown up, I'm a big boy with a big boy palate. I like dark chocolate. I really like dark chocolate, especially with a good red wine.
Do you like dark chocolate with some salt on it?
Yes, very much.
Do you like...
You lose me with caramel.
You don't like caramel?
I don't, not that I don't like it, I don't want it on my chocolate. Caramel and some other dishes is fine, but not on my chocolate.
Like a Rolo?
Yeah, I don't want that at all. Not interested.
Why am I just learning this? You don't like caramel.
We all have secrets,
what about
Dave.
those?
We all have secrets.
What about those chocolates that have a filling inside, like a small filling, like a Ghirardelli with something?
No, you're ruining the chocolate.
You don't like any of that?
I'll eat it. It's not my favorite. If you ask me, do you want it like this, or do you want just a good solid piece of, dark chocolate? 72% cocoa. That's what I want.
Okay.
And again, I'm right. You're up. What do you got?
Nope.
You went dark chocolate, right? But you prefer yours to have some kind of
and not that I prefer. I don't mind it. I love it.
So does that mean you prefer a Jell-O donut over a regular donut? You like the filling?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Favorite filled donut?
Strawberry or cherry or raspberry.
Mine's Eclair.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what you got?
Okay. Which style of beer do you enjoy most?
Stout.
And I don't like beer.
At all.
That was easy. I don't like beer.
My next one would be a porter. I like the darker beer.
Well, what did you start out with? What was the beer you started out with?
Yeah, lagers, ales. I've never gotten into IPAs. There's a few I can drink, but overall, I'm not a fan of IPAs.
So what was the first beer you had? Do you remember?
Bud Light, Coors Light. Probably Pabst Blue Ribbon was the first one I've had. But the regular drinking beer growing up, when we were all, drinking before we were legally able to, and even when you were legally able to, the top three would have been Bud Light, Coors Light, and Keystone Light. Pabst Blue Ribbon was when you'd sneak a can from my grandpa. Him and his buddy Glenn would always drink Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Never heard of it?
No.
A lot of people listening know what Pabst Blue Ribbon is. It's PBR, babe. PBR. Get on board. You're missing out.
I have no idea.
You need to.
Yeah, I know.
Your beer knowledge is lacking.
It is. Yeah. I know Coors Light and Bud Light and Miller Light and Miller and Budweiser. I know your top brands, and they all taste the same to me.
They all taste the same?
They all taste the same to me. I just don't like.
You used to say that about wines, and now you know the difference.
Well, yes, and I just never like the taste of beer.
That's all right. And
whatsoever. Sorry, folks. That's just not in my flavor profile at all. Okay, what's the next one up?
Okay, the next question is, if you gave a foodie friend a tour of the area you live in, where would you visit?
Barbecue.
Barbecue?
Yeah.
Mine would be Katy Asian Town.
Yes.
Barbecue's really
Asian
good.
food.
I think Texas in general, people expect to get barbecue. I think they'd be blown away by going to, either, if we live in Katy, so Katy Asian Town, which is a great Asian community out here, a lot of restaurants and bakeries and coffee shops, tea shops. But also if you went into Houston and you went into Chinatown, there's some great food over there that I think people would just be blown away with.
I would have to agree with you. I changed my answer.
You're changing it?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes,
yeah.
Because that's something you don't expect here in Houston is Asian food, and that's something we have grown to love and appreciate.
I think Houston in general is underrated as a food town. Not that we don't have great food, but we're not recognized for how good our cuisines are, our diversity in foods and cultures here that are being represented. Because I think people think Houston, Texas, barbecue and steaks, right?
Yep.
The first thing you think of. But I think when people come here and have friends who can expose them to not just the different cultures, whether it be Asian foods or Indian foods or, other foods that are available, but also then just the local kind of mom and pop places that just their takes on some American dishes that they've just changed and elevated and made their own are fantastic places as well. So Houston, very underrated when it comes to food. But if I'm going to wow a foodie friend, something Asian that we have here.
Yeah,
in town,
I changed my answer, and I agree with you with the Asian food.
Okay, let's do. You got one more. I'll do one more, and then we'll get ready to close out the show.
Okay, sounds good. All right, let's see here. If you could set aside any wine for a special event, which would you choose?
Read it one more time.
If you could set aside any wine for a special event, which would you choose?
Does it have to be a wine we own currently? Or
no, it just says any wine. Set aside any wine for a special event, which would you choose?
I would probably say a Mouton Rothschild from Bordeaux. One of the first growths. You?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay.
But okay.
What would you pick? Menage a trois?
No. Any wine for a special event, which would you choose?
Freak show?
I would probably...
These are actually wines, I'm saying.
I would probably set aside any kind of champagne.
Any kind of champagne?
Well...
Like a Dom Perignon? Something nice.
Yes.
I mean, this is intended to be a nice bottle of wine.
A Dom Perignon. Champagne.
Okay.
A champagne.
I can get on board with that. I'm going to let you answer this one first.
Oh, no.
Where would your dream picnic be served? And then after this, we'll close out the show. Your dream picnic.
Like, do I have to actually name a place? Because I don't know a name of place. I can't name a place.
You can say a country or whatever,
Well, I'll say a setting. How's that?
Okay.
On a hill, overlooking, believe it or not, some water. Nice grassy hill. I guess I'm thinking more of like Scotland or New Zealand type setting. Over a hill, looking over some water on some nice, beautiful grass. I don't know that place.
Okay,
it's a place
not a
in my
wine
mind.
Place or a food place.
No, it's actually not. It's actually not. But I would have a nice picnic with some kind of meats or foods and absolutely a great bottle of wine. But that would be my perfect setting. I don't know the name of the place, but I know the picture that I have.
Yeah, mine would be very similar to yours. I think mine would be in Greece, though, but a very similar type setting, up on a cliff overlooking the ocean with sunset. the sun going down with just beautiful, perfect weather, meaning, not hot, not cold, maybe enough.
April 21st.
You have to wear a long sleeve shirt, but then just, a great bottle of wine. You obviously there with me would make it, great. And some great Mediterranean food. A couple of bottles of wine, because you're probably going to have a white and a red. For
Mediterranean food.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would be my setting.
Yeah. Mine would have to, just like that.
You said
grassy.
Scotland.
I said something like that. Some kind of.
You might say coast of Spain.
Setting like that. I want like a lot of hills in the background.
Behind you.
Behind me, or
the water's in front of you.
Yes, behind me. Green grass. That's my setting.
Okay, fair enough. Mm-hmm. Sun going down, middle of the day. Sun coming up. It's a picnic.
Middle of the day.
Be a breakfast
Middle of the
picnic.
day. Middle of the day.
Okay. Well, honey, thanks for doing the show.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
The salad bowl. Does that mean you're excited to come back? When we get done, are you going to ask me, can I come back on? Or probably not.
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Food, Wine, and Whiskey. And until our next episode, enjoy your next pour. Thanks, Sandra.
You're welcome.